welcome to another episode of Otter Creek Outdoors. Today features spring turkey hunting in both Connecticut and South Carolina. Our first hunt takes place in South Carolina. Morning, folks. Welcome to opening day of spring turkey season in South Carolina. It's March 22nd, and we're allowed 3 tags for Jakes or Toms. However, an odd rule is you can only kill 1 tom per day, and actually only one of my tags is good for the month of March. So if I was to harvest a bird today, I can't even hunt until April 1st again. It's an interesting rule. We'll see how we do today. My good friend and hunting partner Lucas is unable to hunt today, but it's not going to be the same. The bird that's gobbling is actually to my right. In those woods on the far side. But even behind me a little bit, there's another field behind me, so he's gobbling on his own now. Yeah. Oh, that's a second bird, so we got at least 2 gobblers. Now I got a third bird way to my left. That's 3 birds on 2 sides of me. I'm optimistic. That's the bird behind me, to the right. That bird is to the left. That's the bird to the left. I have a pretty aggressive setup with the full strut tom decoy. It might scare off a tom or a jake. That's the far left bird. If a dominant bird sees it, he'll come in and fight it. I can't freaking believe it. I had a dud. Son of a gun. I had a dud on the first pull. Second shot, I missed. Those birds came running in like there was no tomorrow. I can't believe it. 15 yards and I have the dud. I don't know if you can see the pin. The primer's got the ding in it. Those birds are long gone. I think we'll just sit here for a while. Well, that's my first close-up encounter with a tom in South Carolina. Too bad it was a swing and a miss. I'm certainly disappointed to admit that I blew it. Sadly, it's not completely my fault. Having a dud, there's nothing you could do about that. It happens. But I should have took my time and settled down instead of rushing the second shot. They were close enough, although their heads were down when they were running, and I was shooting from behind them, so that's a tough shot. I guess the aggressive strategy worked because those toms were pissed and they were coming in fast. Oh my goodness. I barely had time to get the camera rolling. I didn't get the second camera on my gun rolling. It just happened too quick. Seconds. Now, we're going to try hunting on public land, and we'll see what kind of opportunities may present themselves. Morning, folks. It's April 4th, and it's technically opening day in the public land I'm hunting. I'm in the Lewis Ocean Bay Preserve, 10,500 acres. And public land starts April 1st. However, you can only hunt this WMA on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Therefore, today is opening day. I didn't feel good this morning, so I slept a little late, and I figured I'd get here at daybreak. And there's freaking cars everywhere. Any spot I ever marked a turkey track, there's a car, and that's primarily why I don't hunt public land too much. However, I drove around. I just stopped at this particular spot because I'm here. I might as well throw out some calls and see. I just talked to a gentleman who's been down here for 10 years, and he says there's turkeys in this area. While we were talking, heard a gunshot. So there are birds here. Maybe I'll get lucky. We'll see what happens. Well, my first little foray was a bust. I took this fire break over here, and it really didn't go very far. I went 3/4 of the way, and I could tell from my app that it goes back to this main road. So I went about 3/4 of the way, heard nothing, saw nothing. So I either got to figure out plan B or call it a day and go home and concentrate on my private land, because when you come here on a Thursday and there's 15 vehicles, that's a lot of people hunting a small group of birds. So now this was my number one choice to park. There was a truck here when I came in, and there's all these turkey tracks. We had pouring rain yesterday. We got tracks. I was down a couple hundred yards. I heard a gunshot, but it might not have been them. This is a really great turkey sign. This is why this was my number one spot. So this is where I wanted to hunt originally. If I was to get here before daybreak, we had a lot of turkey tracks right where these two fire breaks meet this new road that they built, or made, or whatever they did. So I'm going to get settled, and I'm going to sit here and call for 30 minutes and see what happens. Got one hen decoy. As you can tell, it's pretty windy, so I'm trying to wait for the lull in the wind, but there aren't too many, and it doesn't get down too much. Alright, so sat here about 40-45 minutes. I'm going to call it a day. It's very windy. I heard no gobbles, no yelps, no nothing. I'm going to go over here to this other fire break to see. We saw a lot of tracks here a couple of weeks ago. We had heavy rains yesterday. I'd be curious to see if there's any fresh tracks. I don't see any boot prints, and I don't see any turkey tracks, so I'm going to leave the way I came in. Maybe I'll call once or twice on the way back to my car. Well, obviously public land was a bust. It's very difficult to hunt, especially when there's a limited number of turkeys and a lot of hunters all hunting those same few turkeys. So now this next hunt, I get a Jake comes in and I'm on private land again in South Carolina. I got a turkey all the way across the other corner of the field. He's walking left to right. I don't know if he's seen the decoys yet, but he's by himself. And I want to try and give some purrs. He seems like he might be interested. I don't know if it's a Jake or a Tom, but if he comes in, I'm taking a shot. He still seems to be walking along that back tree line. It's a Jake. Whatever it is, it looks like it's going to head into those woods. That bird is still kind of across from me. Okay, I got confirmation. It's a Jake. He's on the other side of the field strutting. So I'm not sure why he's not interested in my hens. And I'm not sure why he's strutting unless there's another hen over there somewhere. And maybe that was him that finally gobbled. His beard looks like it's less than 2 inches. He was just strutting, and the whole time he's been looking back to his left. So I'm not sure what he sees, but I don't know. Yeah, he just gobbled, so I'm not sure why he isn't interested in my decoys or my calls. But he is hanging around, so that's a good sign. Okay folks, to give a little recap of this morning's hunt, I arrived here about 9:30, cut through this little hedgerow behind me from the other field where I parked, and set up on the corner with those decoys, just hens, and it wasn't long. I mean, I want to say by 9:45, a jay came into the back corner of the field, and he was moving at a good clip, but he stopped pretty much directly across from me and hung up. He did some occasional weak gobbling, and he strutted. I'm wondering if he couldn't see the decoys. I'm going to make sure next time I put him up a little bit higher on the ground, maybe actually in those rows where the planting is, or at least one of them. And I was working that bird for, I want to say 45 minutes at least, maybe more. And then an SUV drives into the far end of the field along the hedgerow. And just before that, he just all of a sudden takes up and runs into the woods. So he must have saw the car, obviously, before I did. About 15, 20 minutes ago, I got a gobble from that back corner where he came in originally. But it's all quiet now. It's about 11:15. I'm pretty sure unless something happens quickly, I'm going to pack up and leave. Well, I didn't have any luck with that Jake, and it could be because he was the Jake that came in with those two toms, so he might have been spooked and afraid to come into those particular decoys or to that side of the field. This next hunt is in Connecticut on a working mulch farm. So I had to pick a little out-of-the-way place to try my best to get in a bird. Let's see how that hunt goes. Morning, folks. You can hear the truck in the background. It's my first morning hunting in Connecticut. It's 39 or 40 degrees. Sun rises at 5:33. It's currently about 4:15. I'm at a working site where there's a lot of heavy equipment, loaders, some dozers, and a lot of trucks. I let the office know where I'm going to be. I let the owner of the company know where I'm going to be. And I spoke to one of the operators, so he knows where I am. I'm in an area where they're not really currently working. I'm on a tree line that in the past has been loaded with turkeys. I'm talking like 50 birds in this wood section. And so it should be a great hunt. I've already been hearing gobbles. They started about 5 on 5, but they sound pretty distant. just got a gobble a lot closer than previous, so we might still be in the game. I don't know how the heck I missed that bird. I can't believe I missed. Maybe it's time to give up turkey hunting, I don't know. He was probably 30, 35 yards. I took my time, his head was up. The only mistake I could say I made in advance is I never tested my ammo I'm using with this shotgun. It's my grandson's shotgun. He always used 3-inch number 5. I'm using 3.5-inch number 5, but it shouldn't make a difference. I can't believe I missed. I'm still trying to process the fact that I missed. I'm not sure how or why, but I'm pretty sure this hunt is over. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. I shot at that Jake at about 5:45. It's 6:15 right now. I'm going to knock off at 6:30, and then I'm going to travel down this tree line a little bit just to see if there's a better place to set up. I got 3 more days that I could hunt before I go back to South Carolina. And there's another property on the other side of this tree line. It seems that a lot of the birds move that way, which is basically west. So maybe next time or one of these days I'll set up in the fields over there. I'm certainly not going to hunt here every morning. But as I was told, it's an non-working area, and I didn't have any interruptions from employees or equipment. I got nobody to blame but myself. Folks, this is my last day in Connecticut for turkey hunting season. I didn't hunt this morning. I was kind of wiped out, and none of my places had good gobbling in the mornings, and I wasn't seeing anything. and it's been raining on and off today, so I'm calling it quits for this season. I finished up in South Carolina with nothing, although I did have some good action, as you've seen in the show. And I'm calling it quits in Connecticut, where I also had some good action, but unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. So you don't always come home with a turkey, but as I was explaining to someone this morning, it's the experience. For me to get up an hour before daybreak and be sitting in the woods or in a field looking at the stars and the beautiful, beautiful creation that God has given us, that in itself is a reward and an experience. I got up 3:30 in the morning 3 days this past week, which is also incredible. I don't like getting up that early anymore, but I put in the effort. I had some action, I enjoyed myself, and I thank God for the opportunity to turkey hunt. Until next season, we'll try it again. Thanks for watching another episode of Otter Creek Outdoors. Remember, when you have the opportunity, bring it to the next generation. Thank you, and God bless you all, and God bless America.